Okay, welcome to my video on diseases and dealing with diseases. Most of this we're going to deal with cancer, but to give you a little background, I've had several doctors and several professionals tell me that I should do motivational speaking. So what I'm going to do is put some stuff on YouTube, see what you guys think of it, and if it works, I'll do one a week. But the topics that I'd like to talk about is your brain power on dealing with what you have, your doctors, and the lovely insurance company. But first we're going to start off with the one that means the most, and that's brain power. If you can keep your brain functional and making sure that you believe 90% of it is in your brain and your body fights the other 10%, you will do a lot better. So that's where I want to start. You need to, let me give you a little bit of background about myself and why I'm doing this. One, I want to try to help people because people, when they get cancer, seem to think gloom and doom. I have Addison's disease, type 1 diabetes, a thyroid condition, and SPS. And SPS, your chances of getting that are 1 in a million. So basically all three things I have combined, or all four things, before the cancer, nobody else had in the U.S. Now with the stomach cancer stage 4 and the liver cancer stage 2, that puts me in further that nobody has. But what I found that works the best is not taking, my cancer diagnosis was a 4 in my stomach and a 2 in my liver. The chemo treatment is working. Unfortunately, because of my other diseases, I have to have chemo every 14 days in a hospital setting, which is where I'm at now. Last day of it, thank God. Well, last day for now. But you really need to keep your mind at 90%, and that'll help you fight everything else off and hopefully beat the cancer and live longer. What I do is I get up at 5 o'clock every morning, whether I feel like it or not, and I have a list every day of what I want to accomplish. Now, yes, I realize with all cancers and that, I'm getting chemo, so chemo affects people differently. My chemo hasn't been affecting me that bad. I've been getting weird stuff that most people don't get with chemo, and not the normal stuff, so it is what it is. But you can change what you have, so you can either listen to the doctor, or you can listen to the doctor, but actually, if your doctor isn't helping you and you don't trust him, then you don't need to be going to that doctor. My diagnosis when they did the cancer was, I think 3 months without chemo, 6 months without chemo. I'm past that point, and the tumor is shrinking, so that's the good part. But it's all in your attitude, the way you deal with it. When they told me about the cancer, I said, oh, okay, so I won't have to get as many haircuts a year. I save money. And the doctor thought I didn't hear what he said, and I was just ignoring it. That wasn't the case. I heard what he said, but there's good and bad to everything. You just have to find the good stuff. Even with getting the cancer, I found out a little bit about myself that I didn't know about. And, it just does different things. You can be sick and do whatever you want to do. You may just have to alter it. Like I still, this past weekend I was going to go to the batting cages and try that, and I haven't done that in a long time. And yes, I probably wouldn't have had very good luck at doing it, but it's something to do. And you alter it. through the day when I want to get stuff done, I may go out and get stuff done for 2 hours and then come home, rest for an hour, then go back out for 2 hours. Whatever, depends what you're doing. And if I don't get everything done that day because I don't feel good, okay, I push it to the next day. But you have to do stuff. You can't just listen to what the doctors say, because they're using, first off, if you look at the statistics that a lot of doctors are using, they're using statistics that are 14 years old. And everybody's body is different. Everybody reacts to things differently. So you really need to just keep a positive attitude and keep doing what you can do to fight with whatever you have, whether it's diseases or cancer or what have you. When I got everything, the 4 diseases, 27 years, 3 out of the 4 anyway. 27 years ago, I worked in restaurants as a manager. That was 60 to 80 hours a week, depending what I was doing. And they said, you're not going to be able to do that with the Addison's disease. I did that for 25 years until the stiff person syndrome came along, and then it sort of wasn't fair to do. So I stopped doing it and went on disability. And then now we have the cancer, so with every 14 days in the hospital, it's sort of hard to think that I can do much, but I find stuff to do that I can do. Ushering at the church now, I volunteered to do 1 day a month. It comes out to 1 day a month. That's one thing. I'm making the YouTube videos to try to help people deal with what they have to deal with. I am very good at picking doctors out. They don't help me. Like my cancer doctor I have, I'm not in love with him. But in the beginning, he was very like, I'm not going to make it through this. But I've been changing him, and he's been getting to know me now. And now he wants me to actually do motivational speaking for some of his patients. Now my internal medicine doctor, I have his cell phone number. He researches everything that I have. He knows just as much about the SPS, which I said is 1 in a million, as the neurologist that I found that knows about it. And I have his cell phone number. I can call him at 2 o'clock in the morning. He'll call me back. So you really got to find good doctors. But along with the good doctors, you got to keep your mind at 90%. Because if you don't do anything and you say, well, I'm sick, I can't do this or I can't do that. I mean, I bought a house a couple months ago, and I didn't like the grass in the front yard, so I replanted the whole grass. Yes.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi.
Angel, I'm coming to clean your room.
Okay.
Okay.